taken out of context.
Taken out of context.
Taking things out of context.
Out of context.
Taken out of context.
Taken out of context.
Taken out of context.
That is so out of context.
And take shit out of context.
Out of context.
Now, hey, hold on. So we're gonna flesh this out because I don't want nobody saying we don't take things in context.
Tell me the context.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Straight Out of Context. I am Barbara Ann. Fair use disclaimer. Thunderstruck by AC/DC is a copyright sound, so I am not going to play any of the audio of Gypsy Rose Blanchard speaking because she's also playing a copyright sound. TikTok allows the use of copyright sound without permission, but YouTube does not. She's just going on and on about how she went and got a couple different Halloween costumes and that she picked this one for the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. And you know how she talks really, really slow with the and we're going to get to why she picked this costume in just a second. In this part of the video, all she's doing is going on and on and on about little things about the costume that she doesn't like and having to tuck it under her boob. You get the whole gist, but she doesn't show any of the other costumes. So her intention with this video was to show off the one that she likes the best, the one that she thinks she looks the best in, the one that she likes, and the one that Ken is going to presumably like the best. Because Gypsy Rose Blanchard doesn't know enough about sports or like sports or the Dallas Cowboys to really give a shit about the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. She's really doing this because Ken likes the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. And he also lived in Austin, Texas for a large chunk of his life. So this is her trying. This is her trying to be cute, sexy, appeasing, appealing to Ken. But then she also posted this photo of her in the costume. And I gotta say, it is a cute costume. But just when you thought that would be enough, nope, she had to come to her stories to say this, just in case you thought this was AI or Photoshop. Hashtag stay positive. Nobody cares, Gypsy. We know that you are wearing dentures. We know that you are wearing a wig. We know. We get it. Now, Netflix has a couple seasons of their TV show called America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. But what's really weird is this email from July 23rd of 2019 while she was in prison. In this email, she's referring to things that she had a conversation with her dad about. One of those was this: Boo, I really like him. I feel like y'all love each other and y'all have trust. I'm happy he makes you happy. And Rod allegedly, according to what Gypsy is saying, also said this to her, proceeding to make a dumb joke about his future grandbabies not being Dallas Cowboys fans because Ken loves the Cowboys, but all Cajuns from LA, Louisiana, are Saints fans. LOL. Of course, credit to Into the Weeds podcast for releasing all of these emails, and 1980s Millennial Commentates for helping them organize them and make sense of all of them, and allowing the public to have them via Google Drive. So to me, what Gypsy Rose Blanchard really is doing is just showcasing exactly what Taylor Swift does, that their narcissistic tendencies make them like chameleons, that they take on whatever it is that their lover or current boyfriend like, that they try to emulate what they're attracted to, the kind of music that they like to listen to. But let's go back to another person that Gypsy Rose Blanchard was engaged to in prison, and that's this person. His name is Brian. And I'm not going to get into all of these messages, but here's the gist of it, because he still talks about Gypsy sometimes. One person said, well, Fancy and Christy was in on Hulu until they went their own ways. If they hadn't, whether she endorsed it or not, since Fanny seems to claim life rights, she means Fancy is what she means, seems to claim life rights, her endorsement probably wouldn't have much relevance. Brian goes on to say, never talked to her other than a Facebook message, but honestly, not a huge fan, as I feel like she just wanted her 15 minutes. I don't know who he's referring to there. He also goes on to say this, allegedly about when Gypsy was supposed to work with Fancy in the past. She is not down for by proxy. And if she signed anything over it, it was probably BS anyways. trying to insinuate that her signature or her contract that she signed is null and void, nullified for whatever reason. They go on to talk about the classes that are ran by inmates in prison. He goes on to say, pretty sure she started to see that more and more. I'm guessing that they're shit-talking Fancy. Of course she's going to shit-talk Fancy because Fancy wasn't bringing her in millions and millions like she wanted. If she had, I'm sure Gypsy Rose Blanchard would have pretty much shut the fuck up and worked with anybody that was bringing in that kind of money. Even Mike Stanfield and Melissa G. Moore aren't bringing in that kind of money. This other person says she will always be someone's cash cow. It's kind of sad. Humans suck. Then Brian says, I feel like she plays it to whatever will help further her agenda. An adult, not my. And then he responds, proof. One person says, why doesn't she voice her concerns to her dad? Oh, I'm sure she did. Then Brian responds, yes. Since we started talking, I can tell she is more alpha, and she has told Christy off on occasion. But the reality is she's in jail and has little actual control. Another commenter said, it's sad and that he's not checking his wife. I would be on my daughter's side. Another states that Christy keeps doing interviews and she wants Christy to stop the interviews and such. And then Brian says that's true. She don't want to be in the spotlight. One user says, I know. Another says, yeah, as in she does talk to him about you, or he's supposedly married to a man. Then at the very bottom, somebody is responding back to Kardashians and something to do with drugs. If Gypsy didn't want the spotlight and the fame, she wouldn't have signed all the contracts and did all that work filming. The marketing, the advertising, the promoting, the social media, all of it is a part of promoting all of the shows and docuseries that she was a part of. She signed the contracts. She wanted to sign away her life rights, and this fabricated story of abuse, capitalize and monetize the crime of her mother, make as much as she possibly could make off of it, and then blame everybody else for, I don't want to be in the spotlight. Nobody forced her to sign any contract. She's nearing 40 years old, so this has all been her own doing. Of course she wants the spotlight. It's the one thing that validates her internal experience. It's the one thing that silences her deep insecurities. So even though these may be older and on Facebook, her ex-fiance Brian still apparently talks. So I thought it would be a really good time to reshare those with everybody. But the Halloween costume, some people might like it, some people might hate it just because it's her. I'm going to say it is a cute costume. It does look just like a Dallas cheerleader costume. I'm just weirded out that she said she bought all these Halloween costumes and yet she doesn't show any of the other ones. It's just her further proving that she wants to do this costume because she wants to look this way, particularly to be attractive to Ken. That's all she has to do and say, that Ken likes the Dallas Cowboys. Ken likes the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I love Ken and I want to be this because I think that he will like it. I think it'll be hot for him. Instead, she's out here gaslighting the public that it's not AI or Photoshop. She's not sucking in her belly. Girl, have you seen the real Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders? They have those banging ass bodies because they really do work hard. Yeah, there might be fake tits, fake nails, fake tan, fake hair, fake teeth, even fake skin. But one thing that the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders definitely have in the bag is the hands. What is going on with Gypsy Rose Blanchard's knuckles? They not only look swollen, they look calloused, but they look very dark. Her pinky also looks very short, but it's probably because it's bent. So it just appears that way. You know, hands are very hard to draw. There's not really a lot of hard lines in hands, and the shadows always look kind of funny. But what is going on with her hands? Is that from self-tanner? If you know, please leave it down in the comments section why her hands look like that, because it's definitely giving, I just killed my mom and I'm mentally unhinged like Britney Spears. Oh yeah, look at Britney Spears' video on Instagram from today. Look at her forearms. Look at her underarms. And we know from her former husband, Sam Asghari, and Kevin Federline, that she is very violent, that she has been physically abusive multiple times. She attacked her third husband, Sam Asghari, several different times while he was sleeping, physically beat him up in his sleep. And that's what prompted him to divorce her. But her very erratic, impulsive mental health issues, mental disability, and substance use issues definitely cause her to do a lot of things physically that she probably shouldn't be, such as hitting things, throwing things, etc., etc. That could be a reason why she's been covering up her hands lately, is because she has been punching and hitting things, putting more holes in walls and beating her fists on things. So to me, yeah, Gypsy Rose is giving Britney Spears. If you liked my video, please like and share. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Thank you so much for your time.